Today, we're going to be traveling on our way back to United States. For many years now, United has established their Polaris brand as a world-leading business class product that has actually captured the attention of many aviation enthusiasts. I've also flown in this cabin 1 year ago, but it was on the 8-hour flight from Brussels to Washington, Dallas. I, however, did not have the opportunity to experience their Polaris Lounge that everyone raves about. If you know me and have been following us for a long time on our channel, you know how I love lounges and how I brag about the flagship lounges. Will the Polaris Lounge win my heart? Stay tuned and watch the entire video as we get to explore the Polaris Lounge on this trip. Now back to the actual Polaris product. I wanted to see how this product would differ from one I took previously, given that it's a longer flight and is coming from Asia versus Europe or starting in the US. I know that this video is on the long side of typical videos that we release here, but stay tuned for all as we evaluate the check-in process, the security, lounge at both Narita and Houston, and the experience on board. Without any further ado, join me on these 13 hours of Polaris experience as we travel from Tokyo Narita to Houston, Texas George Bush International Airport. Before we do that, we want to welcome newcomers to our channel and thank those of you who have been with us for a long time now. We have just celebrated 3 years of this channel, and we wouldn't be here without your support. We are the Ponzo family, and here on our channel, we provide you with flights and hotel reviews in addition to travel safety tips. If this type of content interests you, consider subscribing to our channel. Also, if you enjoyed this video or any of the videos, go ahead and smack that like button and share with many friends. Your likes, comment, watch, and shares helps our channel grow as we don't get sponsored to provide you content like this. Let's get started from the beautiful Sheraton Hotel in Miyako area of Tokyo. I departed the hotel and took the beautiful Narita Express, taking us to Narita Airport. The journey takes about 1 hour and 20 minutes from Shinagawa Station. Even though this airport is in the outskirts of Tokyo, the beautiful scenery makes you forget about the long journey. I arrive at the airport and ready to get this journey started to home, which will take me about 19 hours in travel time today. All right, so we have arrived at Narita Airport, Terminal 1. Now we're going to find our check-in area so we can be able to drop off the bags and then be on our way to the United States. We're flying today with United Airlines, flying on their business class. This is going to be our third time flying in with their Polaris business class, so we're super excited to be able to try this one here. So hope you guys are excited as I am to be able to try this product out. So let's get going. So if you're flying with United is going to be on section E on the 4th floor for departures on the international side. So as you can see, they're labeled with A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to K. So right now we're going to E to be able to check in for our flight. So I just went through the check-in process. It was literally 2 minutes from start to finish. I was able to just drop off my bags, and then now I am going to go through security and then immigration. Then we're going to go into the lounge. So it took a little bit of time to go through security, and just because they had to check my bag again, I don't know why, but right now we're on our way to immigration. Immigration process for Tokyo Narita at the time of the recording was really painless, but for some reason my face couldn't be scanned and I had to go to the secondary check with an immigration officer. So I just went through the immigration side of things. It took a little bit of time again, I don't know why. So today has been kind of one of those days where either I get randomly selected for additional review or additional check-in, like my bag, I had to go through extra check-in. And then also right now through immigration, they could not recognize my face, so I needed to go to an actual person to check me. So anyways, we're now on the air side and get ready to go find some lounge and do some lounge hopping. We're gonna try 2 lounges today and let's see how it goes. All right, let's go check out the lounge now. So the first lounge that we are able to check out is the ANA Business Class Lounge. Access to these lounges by flying on business class ticket with ANA or Star Alliance partners, which United is. Or you have to be an ANA or Star Alliance Elite member Gold or higher to get access. This lounge also, when not busy, allows Priority Pass members access. But on this day, they were full and we're turning Priority Pass users back because of capacity. Anyways, let's see what this lounge has to offer. At first glance, this lounge is huge, but really basic. The decor was lacking and it was not what we were expecting. However, they had lots of seating, at least at the time of my arrival. Later, it got really busy. So right now we are at the ANA Lounge here near gate 55 and 53, I believe. So we're just relaxing, waiting for our flight. I'm actually gonna switch lounges. I'm gonna go to the United Lounge shortly, just because I feel like this lounge is very basic. Doesn't really have anything there to rave about. So I compare it to Japan Airlines. They actually had a much better lounge and a much better environment than this one here. Feels like just a lot of people. Versus the other one was very cozy. But overall, I think there's a lot of stuff really lacking on this lounge. But anyways, still a great place to be and hang out before the flight. We'll hang out here for another 20 minutes and then we'll switch lounges. That was not a wise idea, as United Lounge at Narita was really low standard in comparison to other lounges. So anyways, let's look at the lounge and see what they have around in addition to food. As previously mentioned, there are a lot of seating areas, especially towards the back of the lounge, where you can get a bit of privacy. On the front end of the lounge, it is just a huge area with chairs, but you get great views of the tarmac. For the food and beverage options, they had lots of beverage options, to be honest, especially the self-pouring beer machine, which unfortunately I did not try given that I don't drink beer. As for the food, they have a variety of food items by primarily Western options versus Asian options. I would love to see more Japanese options on here. They still had my favorite chicken curry with rice, which was my to-go dish while in Japan. Other than that, you do get a lot of bite-sized options. One thing that they are known for that I didn't take advantage of was their soup to order option. I was already full, so I didn't order it. On our way to our mistake, United Lounge at Narita. For sure, right now there's a lot more passengers traveling right now. Initially when I came in it was empty, but now for some reason it just got super crowded. Maybe a lot of flights are arriving, or maybe just a lot of flights are going to be leaving soon, but it was super crowded. So let's talk about United Lounge access. To gain access here, like ANA Lounge, you have to be flying on United or Star Alliance partner in their premium cabin. You can also gain access if you have Star Alliance Gold or higher status, or if you have United Lounge membership card. This is where the issue was. The lounge was overcrowded by United card member, giving you no sense of luxury or exclusivity like you will have with Qatar, Singapore, or even Japan Airlines. Anyways, it is what it is. The lounge is huge, but it was just too beige for me. If you think that the ANA Lounge was crowded, this is even more crowded. I think they only have the downstairs section, and upstairs section is actually closed right now. But let's check it out, see how it looks like. So right now I am at the United Lounge, or United Club Lounge here in Narita. I must say that it is also equally disappointing in comparison to other lounges that I've been to. It's just, it's big, don't get me wrong, but it's so boring. Like the color scheme, it looks so super beige, and it's just boring and average. As far as the food, they do have okay food. I feel like it's a little bit of a mix between Japanese and American Asian food. I've not had any teriyaki noodles yet while being here, or any other lounge here in Japan, except for this one here, which is really more just Americanized. And you also have the teriyaki chicken just had my tea. So, but overall, it's a great place to hang out. It's better than being outside there and spending your money versus being here and actually everything's included. They have drinks, they have beers, they have all sorts of things. But I'm just not impressed. So anyways, waiting for about 20 minutes before we start boarding. I'll probably leave here in about 10 minutes and head over to the gate because there might be another security there. So I just want to be able to get there ahead of time so I am not being stuck or being delayed. I want to be actually one of the first people to board so that way I can be able to capture the cabin clearly without having any issues. So anyways, let's go try to check out this flight and relay that to you first. Alright, just came from the United Lounge and now we are going to our gate to board. When I arrive at the gate, people were already lining up to board. So that throws out the entire wish to be one of the first people to board. Anyways, while we wait here, we were able to see our fleet. There's a bird taking us to Houston. So I know that flights to the US goes through additional check-in or additional security. So I think this is going to be no exception. We'll see how it goes. But right now, I'm trying to get to that waiting gate area. So we're going to start the boarding process soon. So I'm right here in the line, waiting. I think they're going to start boarding maybe in about 2 minutes. All right, now we're boarding our flight, ready to go back to the US of A. Now that we are boarding, let's talk about the configuration on this flight. The configuration on the business class is comprised of 1-2-1 configuration. The single seats are for those traveling alone and wanting a window, and the middle 2 seats are great for those traveling together. Although, which row you pick, you will either be close together or really apart. For the seats closer to the window, you want to be on the odd numbers, which will give you a bit more of a privacy. Let's review what's around the seat. We have done this before, but let's do it again. You have a huge screen TV in front of you. Underneath that, you have space to store your documents and smaller items, and a tray table underneath it. You also have storage space underneath your leg space. However, the leg space is really narrow and on an angle, making it really hard for sleep. There is a USB port by the TV area. On the side, you do have a seat controller along with the Do Not Disturb button. On the other side of the seat, you do have the lamp, which to be honest is really nicely decorated. There you also have the TV remote controller, an AC power outlet, another USB port, and the headphone jack. Speaking of the headphone, it is hidden in the storage space along with the bottle of water. There is also a small individual reading light, and for those traveling with their suit jacket or just winter jacket, you do have a coat hook. One thing that you will not find here is individual air vent. As for the tray table, it is really sturdy to be quite honest and huge that you can have your laptop and food on it. Now let's see the amenity that is given to you on this flight. You do have a pillow by Saks and Fifth along with their blanket, which is really cozy. I'm not going to say that I took it home, but maybe I did. I mean, the flight can cost up to $7,000, so I can keep the pillow and blanket if I choose to. That is beside the point. We also got the away suitcase amenity kit. United has moved away from providing these, so I'm really glad I was able to get this and keep it as a souvenir. You also get slippers to use during the flight, which is really cool. As for the menu, it was really boring, one-page menu, which does not scream luxury. Anyways, you also get a welcome drink. I chose water. Let's look at the bathroom before it gets destroyed by passenger on this 13-hour flight. So we're now in the bathroom before it's used. Right now it's clean, it's huge. You have toilet paper, trash bin area, another trash area, sink. You have a cup here, and you have some amenities. This is hand cream, face mist, and then garment room. So, not too bad. You also have a mirror right here. And then for parents traveling with small ones, there is a changing table here. Let's get back to our seat to sit, relax, and enjoy this long flight to Houston. Shortly, they pushed back the jet bridge. Anyways, the audio with the AirPods Pro were really poor for this flight, so I will be doing a lot of voiceover, the actual video. So what I was saying there is that the initial impression of these seats were great. The service, however, from the flight attendants were really not impressive. With a lot of US-based airline companies, these flights are being serviced primarily by senior citizens, to be honest. And for some reason, they just don't care about the service that they are providing. Given that I was just on Qatar Airways and ANA just a few days ago, the service given on United was just below that. So my hope is that the US-based airline, this is not isolated to United, just need to be better with the training on their staff, or at least mix up the cabin where you have younger crew supervised by older crew. That is just my opinion. As for privacy on these seats, they are definitely a lot better than the seats found on many business classes with no privacy. But on this one, you really have to go out of your way to see your neighbor. As for the in-flight entertainment, the screen was really responsive and they had lots of options for you to select that will certainly keep you busy during the flight. We started our push back and making our way to Houston.
I welcome you aboard flight. The metal fitting over the lock and pulling with the strap and still in place. The shoulder strap must be secured for taxi, takeoff, and landing. Twirling, push down on the metal fitting and level. Please take a moment to look around in order to familiarize yourself with the aircraft.
Now that we're on the air, let's feast. Let the boring Polaris meal begin. They started the meal service with the hot towel. While we wait for another 20 minutes before they serve us something else, let's evaluate the internet on this flight I paid for. Also, I thought. I tried using my pre-purchase internet code that I had, and it did not work. I had to buy additional Wi-Fi on this flight in order to stay connected with the family. It was a bummer that I had to spend additional $20 for that, but it worked for the most part of the travel. I never received a refund for my pre-purchase internet. 20 minutes later, the cabin crew started serving the drinks along with mixed nuts. Then they disappeared. Then my whole meal was brought in one tray. Come on, this is supposed to be Polaris class service. Also, the fish was not appealing at all. This meal does not scream business class, let alone whatever Polaris class is. Anyways, I didn't really enjoy this meal. It was truly disappointing experience. The only saving grace was the ice cream cart. I selected the ice cream sundae with chocolate syrup, which was really good. I also grabbed a couple of snacks items to eat during the flight since the meal was bad. It was time to sleep and I made my bed. Oh, I forgot to state that we got pajamas for this flight. Midway through the flight, I ordered a sandwich and soup. It was okay, not something to rave about. Little by little, the US coast was near and I was excited to get off the plane. Can you believe that? To be fair, I just traveled on Qatar Airways Q Suite a few days ago and then on the ANA. Their service and meal were above and beyond. I was hoping that this flight will be different and at minimum match the level of service and the meal was going to be good. But it was just not that. We started making our descent into Houston and one of the meal is due and it was actually okay. They gave us the fresh towel and waited for the meal to be served. The French toast was really good and appealing to the eyes. I enjoyed this meal and ate it all. As we start our descent into Houston, let me provide you with my final thought on this flight. Given that I paid the full price on this flight, I was actually disappointed on the service aboard. However, I paid only $1,700 on this one-way flight that started in Kuala Lumpur and it had a 7-day layover in Tokyo and then continued to the US with United. But I know that this flight alone from Tokyo to US United hubs can cost you between $2,000 to $7,000. Glad that I didn't pay the full steep price. That is one way to maximize your travel is to start from one non-popular destination. Anyways, the flight hard product is really solid. The chair was comfortable, the privacy was there, and the blanket, pillow, pajamas were great. As for the amenity provided, they are also really good and compete with other airlines that are known for their product. The service on board was really mediocre. The crew did not check on us and were non-existent, with the exception when they were serving the food. The meal was mediocre with the exception of the breakfast. So those are the areas that I would like to see United improve their customer experience. Nevertheless, I will definitely fly them again in the future. However, this unique experience was just a letdown. What do you think about this experience? Have you flown on United Polaris recently? If you have, what was your experience? Was it similar to mine or different? Let us know in the comment below of your experience. We landed in Houston and I'm super excited to be back to the US after traveling for 2.5 weeks from being in Kuala Lumpur and Tokyo. I'm just ready to be back to my own bed and also see my kids. Our experience in Tokyo or the vlog is out on our channel and you can check that one out after this video. we have deplaned and making our way to our first Polaris experience. I'll be having a full review of this lounge and the United Lounge at Houston, so stay tuned for that. So we just landed here in Houston, and now I'm gonna go through security, immigration, and then security, and then back into the lounge. As for the lounge, it was really nice, to be honest. This part should always be first before boarding the flight so that you are in a good mood. Anyways, I had a quick bite here and took on the offer to shower before heading to United Lounge and then to home. Anyways, thanks again for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to smack the like button and share it with many other friends. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to our channel. See you in the next one.